week in the series against Toledo. Game 1 to left, game 2 to center, game 3 to right field for the win. And Jaden Bitter delivers the first pitch. Off we go in case Sullivan pounds one foul into the turf.
Jaden Bitter is not going to wow you with a high heat fastball.
But he has scored 16 runs, so he gets on base, and Valparaiso's driving him in.
Yeah, and that one key for Valparaiso, they're on a high volume base stealing team. So just having guys on base, getting themselves in position to possibly score, that's always going to help you. Case Sullivan, by the way, a triplet.
First start of the season. DJ Scheinman, the battery made for Bitter, with Richter, Grego, Griffiths, and Hasofsky from left to right of the infield. Corbin Griffin, Clay Jacobs, Blake Beavis in the outfield. Hasofsky normally playing second this year, but slides to first with Griffiths in at second base. And then Blake Beavis, who's been mixing. 2-2 from Bitter. Breaking pitch loops in for strike 3, and Bitter with back-to-back punch-outs to start the day.
Really impressive start. We started to feel like Jaden Bitter had a lot to prove last week. Coming in relief, now getting his first start today. Go show him some stuff. Loves having him back in the lineup. Hopefully he can do just that to the ball for the Beacons.
Hasn't had to take the bat off the shoulder yet. 3-0. Marquee wins already, like you mentioned, against Ohio State on a Friday, and then Illinois in the 3-game series. So you can see what this Valparaiso team is capable of, and today is a big day. Excellent campaign this year. 375 hitter, second on the team with 4 homers. Down the middle, 3-1.
Perfect spot for Griffin if he wants to put an exclamation point on an early part of this game.
Bats and 18 total bases. So another one of those guys that they're really excited about. The consistency starting to round into form.
Was decent as a freshman, hit 278 and 300 in league play. And Valpo, when it comes to Missouri Valley play coming up here, they have
22 at-bats for the freshman. 6 hits, 273 average.
And Brian Hatch, another freshman that is his best stuff.
One, two, roll. It's production from the 6th spot. You've seen a lot this year because Beavis and Corbin Griffin have been trading a lot of time at the 6th spot. And then if Davis is going to jump into that role and hit home runs too, could be the lucky spot in the lineup.
There might be some people vying for that spot, perhaps.
We should have kept track at the beginning of this year for an all-name team.
I know this for a fact. Valpo has a guy on their basketball team. His name is All Right. And Brandon Vicker, their SID, would tell you all about him. He's in the booth next door. His placement for Jaden Bitter, and he is just getting himself into position to strike batters out. Rich Maloney loves that. He wrote up about the art of defense, and there hasn't been a whole lot of need for it today because Jaden Bitter has been on it for Ball State.
Infield in. First pitch to Griffin, laces it foul.
Well, it's interesting to me whenever infielders start to pinch up a little bit when they know that Corbin Griffin's got a hammer at the plate. So interested to see if this ends up paying off for the Beacons. In good form, up 3.
So now we'll see if the Maloney staff wants to try and have Corbin Griffin go on the bases. He's 1 for 2 on stolen bags, but really good speed there. Swing and a miss. Cruz sets down Grego.
There you go. That add some confidence. I love the gumption here from Cruz, just to paint right down the center.
And three.
It does look a little bit further to the left than it did in the clip that we just showed.
Blake Beavis leads off the bottom of the fourth for Ball State. Cracks one to left field. Maka chasing back near the fence and picks up the first out of the fifth inning. Oh, this might get to Tillotson. See ya.
Well, no big toe, no problem for Ty Davis. Maybe it's just what he needed, a little numbing agent on the foot just to get him. Yeah, Ball State, when it comes to conference play, they showed it against Toledo this weekend too. They are culpable sometimes when they're not in rhythm with batting, but they are really good
for baseball. And Valparaiso is trying to make some noise there this year. And what we're seeing today with Valparaiso's offense, how they mix in the Sullivans, the Makas, the Pattons of the world, the top three spots, and then they're starting to get healthy with Cooper back in the lineup right before league play. Those were
Cruz. He swung in the first pitch, did a very similar thing here to send it into foul territory, but now getting himself on base once again. Clay Jacobs in the 9 spot. Getting BSU ahead to handle business against the pitcher.
Alex Richter with a line out of points. Now just about stringing it together. Like some hits here in the top of the fifth. First pitch swinging and a rip to left goes yard. Back in the lineup for the first time in 7 games, Thomas Cooper hits a home run.
Wow, did this thing ever have a chance of being lifted just over the fence? I mean, that was...
And Cooper, and then a third pitch here to the single for Hatch. And outside of that, Bitter's been fantastic.
Great point. Yeah, he really hasn't... He's had a great day. I think you let him go for the long haul, but Rich Maloney knows much better than me.
Now 3 balls, no strikes from Bitter. Dugout after home plate umpire Jeff Spizak meets with Scheiben and Bitter.
Looks like they're going to keep Bitter out there for a few more, as far as we can tell.
Just become the leadoff guy. 1-1 to Sullivan, lifts it shallow center field. Racing back from second is Griffiths, and this thing drops down. 1 scores. And Valparaiso's 1 run within Ball State. Hit .250 as a freshman and just has climbed in every department since that freshman year. 1-1 to make up inside, and it's 2-1. This one a base knock. Maka delivers again. 1 run scores, and it's a tie ball game from Muncie.
Some feisty action for the Beacons to stay alive. Once down 3-0, now tying it up at 4.
Can they get 2 as this one swings into the corner? Maka turning the corner. A 2 RBI double off the bat of Liam Patton, and Valparaiso has a lead.
Almost like we just said, maybe he's got a live bat on him, but playing so well over the last few games. And
0 for 2 had a line out in his last at bat.
For Ball State to get back into this thing.
Pitched twice last week, an inning and 2/3 against Purdue Fort Wayne, did not give up a run. And then against Toledo threw 1 frame, 1 run allowed, 2 strikeouts. So LeDuc pitches against Kevin Denty, who's 0 for 2 in the
7 runs. And they've done it in style with a couple doubles to send home 2 runs at a time.
And Ball State has not been able to get this Valpo offense out whatsoever. Only a sacrifice bunt has been the out in this 5th inning. 7 runs. Hasofsky ranging over, makes the catch. Another 5th appearance of the season, 5.79 earned run average.
A former Don of Notre Dame College Prep. Nick Baffa going to, like you said, come into a comfortable spot. A little room to give here for.
Comes Dylan Grego. So Baffa had 2 scoreless innings to begin his collegiate career. One at Memphis, one at Ohio State. Absolutely lethal for opposing pitching staffs.
Brian Schmack probably knows that too.
Right.
That's the reason why he's warming up more folks in the bullpen.
Grego pops up the 3-2 pitch. Griffin scoring easily as the ball skates to center field of the fence, and Grego holds it third. Ball stayed inching back.
That they are, that'll help. Get yourself another run. And we talked about batters staying on
The parking lot?
You parked right behind the press box today.
I did.
Didn't you?
I did. I did not take my own tip today. I took a chance. Hosofsky draws a walk.
More and more ammunition here for Ball State coming. So Hosofsky getting on base, good base runner, speed. Closer. And Beavis did his job, got himself on base and scored a run. So nothing trumps efficiency. Like
Normal
that.
circumstances, too, without a shift. That's probably a base hit down the left field line.
Yeah.
Able to move everybody left and tighten things up.
Yeah, that was huge. I thought it was a great move. Sense here for Ball State. They can keep swinging.
Two-two. Davis just stays alive.
A real dramatic shift for both sides. Giving up runs, particularly home runs for Valparaiso. 3 different times for Ty Davis. He brings home 2 in that last effort. Really fun baseball game so far.
And only one down here, the 5th. DJ Scheiman takes
Equilibrium.
So Griffiths on base was 0 for 2 before that walk. And now from Muncie, 5 innings through. How about Ty Davis going yard for the 3rd time today?
Barrage of hits from both sides. Can you continue that momentum here in the top of the 6th? It really was. Perfect spot to be. A hang there towards the end as it made its way to the strike zone.
Duke is starting to become a trusted arm for Rich Maloney and Justin Weck.
80 plus. Blown away. That'll help. Some nerves, even if it's just a rudimentary day on the mound. But this is no ordinary day. He's in a tie ball game at the moment against a really good batting order.
So far, Morrison a scoreless inning worked, 16 pitches, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. And here's a strike to Dylan.
Lost the center that you had there for some time. So now as you get back to Blake Beavis, you know who's coming next after Beavis. You would rather have Ty Davis at the next time you're going on the mound versus up next. For that out?
I don't know if it's advisable with this dugout.
Yeah, a little too much slate and brick there and metal.
I guess they would treat that like a fence out in the outfield to climb the fence and catch the ball. It's an out. Holds up.
To get out of the 6th inning without seeing Ty Davis once again. But man, he is, I mean, when it's your day, you just got to feel so good. And he's had 3 home runs.
It's been his day.
And 5 RBI.
First pitch misses to King. 306 average. Had 3 base hits last game, all of them singles, and has raised his average over to 300. In an 8-8 game. Eleven of the 16 runs today scored in that 5th inning. 7 of the 8 for Valpo came in that frame. Had 2 home runs in the Toledo series, though. This one bounces away from Reinertson. Davidson. And if Kaiser can get out of this, can keep this game within striking distance heading to the 8th.
Case Sullivan is more than prepared to try to get runs back for Valparaiso. But Gabe Jones is making it hard on him through the first 2 pitches. Probably thinking of 4. He's a big-time batter at the plate.
Just off. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Davis has driven in 5, scored 4 runs today. He's been a massive
day.
Arnold pokes one right field. Base knock. Runners at the corners, nobody out for Ball State.
This is loaded for Richter up at the top.
Arnold to third, Miller to second, Jacobs to first, and Richter, who had the big 2 RBI single in the 7th inning to give Ball State the lead, stands with bases loaded, nobody out, home 8th, and a 3-run Cardinals lead.
Valparaiso. And Ball State makes it pay for it once again. Do what you can against one of the best players in the MAC, both offensively and defensively. Dylan Grego.
For 3 days, single, walk, and a run scored. They got Blake Beamer, former Ball State Cardinal. Ball State would love if Jones can finish this off. Another midweek game tomorrow. To not have to use Jones would be a lift for them.
The hits were flipped too. Valpo 14 into Ball State's 10, but the Cardinals stayed alive more times than one. Ty Davis, 3 homers. He had a field day at the plate. Just incredible work from the DH and the rest of the Ball State.